Hi, I'm Joe Marin, Senior Analyst, Digital Technologies for Printing Industries of America. And today we're going to talk a little bit about transparency and fonts. Incorporating transparency into any document offers almost limitless design possibilities, but it's also very important to use transparency judiciously, especially when you're using transparency with fonts. Have you ever seen a job that was printed where the text becomes bold in the middle of a paragraph, in the middle of a sentence, or even in the middle of one word for no apparent reason? Often this occurs when fonts are used with other transparent objects on a page. Let's take a look at why this happens using the Flattener Preview tool in InDesign. Okay, so in this document we can see that there are some drop shadows that are applied to some of these objects. And so right away that tells me that there's been transparency introduced into this InDesign file. So one of the great diagnostic tools in InDesign is called the Flattener Preview tool. And that can be found under Window, Output, Flattener Preview. Now if we open up this tool, we can choose to highlight transparent objects, and it'll show us what is transparent on the page. But we're talking about fonts here, so we want to see if there is going to be any outline text. And we see, and just let me zoom in here, we see that the text next to this drop shadow is being converted to outlines. Now we know that when text is converted to outlines, it becomes more bold. You won't see this in the PDF file, but you will see it when the job ultimately gets printed. Now let's make some adjustments to the file so that the text does not convert to outlines. Okay, so the reason why this text is being converted to outlines is because the text actually sits beneath this object that contains the drop shadow. So here's how we fix this problem. We're going to take this object and we're going to send it to the back so that this object that contains the drop shadow sits beneath the text. Now when we highlight outline text, we can see that no text is being converted to outlines and the font remains a font. So when we talk about the judicious use of transparency in a document, especially when they're used with fonts, it's always best to have the text on the top layer of a transparency stack. This will ensure that the text is not converted to outlines and remains a font. Well, I hope this discussion about transparency and fonts was useful and informative. Until next time, thanks so much for watching.